Coming to you live from the sunburnt country. It's time for Destiny Down Under.
We are coming to you live from the most acoustically unsound room in my fucking house. We have no soundproofing here.
Oh, g'day and welcome to episode 98 of the Destiny Down Under podcast. This week we are joined by none other than Man-at-Arms, the fourth member of our band of fucking idiots. And, he's here every week, technically. He's, plays a role every week and normally just drops a fucking ridiculous video for us to enjoy. But given that Matt's at PAX, we thought we'd get the other brother on and we would... this could go off the rails really bad because without Matt's calming influence, this could be bad.
Roll with at least 3% accuracy any lore questions you have. So just fire them in the chat. Let's go.
3%.
3%.
For me, I'm going to say that 3%, it even feels like it might be a stretch.
A bit.
Just a tad.
How are we, dudes? What's been happening this week? Well, this week for Sloth. What have you? We'll cover off on Sloth first, and then we'll talk to Rick. Sloth, what have you been doing?
This week it's just been a little bit more of the same. Lots of Mech Warrior. Lots of the Witcher Hearts of Stone DLC, which is probably one of the best story-based video game DLCs I have ever played. I have ever played for The Witcher 3. I highly recommend it. I'm kind of angry at myself that I didn't try it sooner, but it was very well written and all that sort of thing, and it was just fun to play. And then you've got Mech Warrior Online, which I'm fucking stuck on that game so much. It's just incredible. It's just incredible. Every time I jump into a voice chat with Locke, he's like, "Are you playing that fucking game, that fucking relic again?" Yeah, I am.
Yeah, because
it's a good game.
It's fucking.
It was a good game.
It was a good game in fucking 1998 when I was playing. I was listening to him talk to one of our mates, Tower, about it the other night, and I'm like, fuck, they haven't even changed the weapons. In 20 fucking years, they haven't even changed. There's not a single weapon that I'm like, oh, that's the laser one, right? Okay. It's all the same shit. But you know what? If Sloth's having a good time and he's not fucking hurting anybody, I'm happy enough with it.
Go fuck yourself.
I've invested in another game, which is rare for me because normally I just forsake everything for the sake of Destiny because that's the kind of dude that I am. I do one thing and do it poorly, but mean well, so that's all that matters. But I did pick up Red Dead Redemption 2 yesterday, and Rockstar are probably the only other company other than Bungie that I will jump in on blind faith, right, without even reading a review. I love the original Red Dead, so it was a no-brainer. And I played a little bit of it last night, and man, it is like playing in a Western movie. It is nuts. Just the way that they've kind of, I don't know, I think the storytelling in it is really fucking strong because of the way they seem to be able to just seamlessly blend things that look like cutscenes but aren't, things that are cutscenes and things that are you playing the game. To the point where it's like, oh, am I fucking steering this at this bit or not? Or, it's, I'm coming over the hill here. Oh, is that, no.
Watched a few streams and watched a couple of, watched a few streams and watched a few initial thoughts, reviews, all that sort of thing on YouTube. I tell you what, it is really pretty for a console game. For a console-only game at the moment, it is really pretty. It is very immersive, like to the point of maybe being over immersive, but it is very immersive. And as much as the bullshit that came out of Rockstar about the 100-hour working week crunch period things,
I've heard a lot of stories to the fucking contrary to that too. I think that might have been a bit of a padding the stats kind of thing of like, oh, this is how hard we're working, and then realistically, it wasn't like that, and it's like that's a negative thing for the industry now. Like if you are still at the point where you're falling into crunch, coming into the end of completion cycle, it's really just poor management. I mean, you look at there was an article probably a year ago about Bungie and the way they manage it, and as much as like like we're kind of invested in the shit they do. It was a really good read, and I'd recommend reading it. Just if you're into that kind of, I mean, I imagine I'm probably preaching to the wrong choir here in saying this, but if you're into good business practices, go and check it out. But dude, man, it's a fucking it seems to be incredible. I mean, I've only played a little bit of it. I was playing it on the lounge in front of Rach last night, the Mrs. Powerslave, and she was just happy to sit there and watch it, which, I mean, I guess because it's not Destiny, I'm not swearing at people or anything. It's a different thing, but because it's got that movie vibe. Fuck you and your tractor cannon. But yeah, because of that, I think it's got that cinematic feel, and it sort of took until I skinned a fucking deer that she's like, no, I'm out. I'm like, I don't know. But you're right, it is immersive, probably too immersive. I was out the front this morning and a kid came past and was like fucking making a lot of noise, and I did want to just fucking crack him with a whip. So I've probably got to watch myself. Glad I don't own a revolver. And on that note, Rick?
Bro.
What's it been? It's probably been 2 months, 3 months since you've been on. Like, it hasn't been that long. It was around Guardian Con time, wasn't it?
It's been a minute.
Yeah, Guardian Con.
Shit, yeah. No, it was Guardian Con, yeah.
It was Guardian Con.
It actually was. I wasn't even fucking, yeah. Oh, no, yeah. Never mind. Moving on. I forgot. It was Guardian Con. We're going to leave it there.
Yeah.
Shit, I've had a lot go on the last couple of weeks. The YouTube channel's picking up a lot, obviously, because of the podcast. Matt has been doing a lot on his YouTube streams where he reads the lore cards, and a lot of his audience he's throwing my way because he's just a fucking good bloke like that.
It's one of those things that we kind of, I mean, Matt is more that way than us, but like we always wanted to get you involved in what we do, A, because you're fucking funnier than any of us and it makes the show better, but B, because you're our mate, we want to help out. And Matt's like, he sits there and after the podcast, he'd be like, man, that fucking thing that Rick did was funny. He goes, why don't more people fucking watch his shit? This is stupid. And I'm like, it'll come. And I was like on Reddit last night scrolling through, and there's just some dude who's like Man-at-Arms or whatever. Peregrine Greaves video from 2 years ago. Why have I never found this? I'm like, well, fuck. At least some people are fucking doing it. But that is Mylan to a T. He's just too fucking nice to people.
But I mean, just to everyone, thank you, Matt. So he's been going above and beyond, believe me, hanging out in his streams on YouTube.
Yeah, but fuck that guy. He went down to Melbourne without us. So
yeah, fuck, I forgot about that. See that now. How far are we in? 10 minutes. 10 minutes of podcast before I became bitter and said fuck Matt for going to PAX. But
yeah,
it's fine.
Fuck you, Matt.
Fuck you, Matt.
No, Mylan's down there at PAX meeting up with all of the Australian and oceanic casters, so New Zealand casters, Tasmania, because everyone knows that that's not part of Australia. And didn't some Sniper casters from.
He's at Twitchcon.
Oh, whatever.
Not PAX.
I was into
PAX
him.
Oz.
I told him Matt would pay for his flight out next year to come to PAX. I'm actually going to extend that same offer to literally everyone on the internet that Mylan Games will. If you're listening to this right now and you live somewhere that is a distance far enough away from PAX that you will require a flight, tweet Mylan Games and tell him Log said that you would pay.
You're not far enough away for a flight.
I'm not driving for 9 hours. Fuck that shit. Get on a plane for one. Thank you.
I mean, it's fine.
No, but he's down there at PAX. He's down there in Melbourne, meeting up with the Australian and Oceanic content creators and having a blast down there and doing a show on the main stage with the Periodic Table of Awesome, if you guys remember, who were in Sydney with us during the release of Forsaken and Gambit and all that sort of thing. We were down there, so that should be interesting. Cade's final will.
The eulogy, isn't it? Eulogy for Cade. Yeah,
eulogy for Cade, rather.
I'm not going to read out his will. Oh, the contents of the soft drawer goes to
the content.
The will is in the game.
The contents of this box shall go to Guardian number 177497777, Giraffe Lover 7. But yeah, it's if you're down in Melbourne and you're at PAX, make sure you go and find him and just not punch him, but just poke him in his pudgy tummy.
I think we said a couple of weeks ago that he was going to take badges, I think, and he would be giving them to anyone who called him a fuckwit. And I'm not making that up. It sounds like the kind of thing I made up, but he actually said that. So if you see him, oi fuckwit, and you'll probably get a badge out of it. And that sounds like a good deal to me because I'd call him
and here you go.
And there you go.
He'll flick it at you, but like the drifter
guys,
flicks the coin.
If you are down at PAX, don't play the guessing game with your favorite casters or content creators down there. For goodness sake, introduce yourself. Say, hi, my name is Adam. In chat, I am Real Time Sloth. For goodness sake, do that. Don't play the guessing game. It's not cute. It's not funny. It's just infuriating. Just introduce yourself like you would a normal person.
Yeah.
Just be normal.
Just be,
or not. That's fine.
Be a dude. Just be a normal dude. I
might have been a violator of that Guardian Con, just for the record.
How could you get away with anything with your voice? It's like if Bive came up to someone and went, well, hello. You'd be like, it's fucking Bive. Like your voice is the.
No, I got Polar. It's Polar is having a drink with I think Lulu, and I walked up to her and I said, you know who I am, but you don't. I said I have to give you something, then I'm going to tell you who it's from. And she's like, okay. So I go stand up. I gave her a head. Go, this is from Adam. She goes, Adam. I go, Real Time Sloth. She goes, Slothy. I go, well, Man at Arms. She goes, I know who in the fuck you are.
Who did that? Polar.
So you went around interfering with people on Sloth's behalf, is what you say? That's what I did.
Just the one time.
All right, okay.
And accuse people of being the Jazz randomly.
There, let's not do that again.
Not all the jokes are funny.
But, so enjoy yourselves. And obviously as well, TwitchCon is on this week too, with some big changes coming out of the keynote, guys. Big changes coming out of the keynote. Which
you want to talk about that for a bit, Slothy? I mean, we can do that. There's sort of not that much on the Destiny agenda at the moment, besides everyone grinding for fucking the horror story, which I'll talk about a little bit later because it kind of ties into the run sheet.
I'll tell you what. While I bring up the keynote speech and the things and all that sort of thing, in regards to the Festival of the Lost, I kind of wish that they changed weapons. I kind of wish that they changed the weapons around, if that makes sense.
What do you mean?
In what regard?
Like, so week 1, horror story. Week 2, a shotgun. Week 3, a sniper.
Oh,
something like that. Just to keep people going back into the forest. Now,
100% fair.
Now, I don't. Oh, excuse me. I don't. Like it is a grind, and if you are one of the people that likes grinding, sure, they'll be right into it. But yeah, it's just.
Yeah, you know, like I can see elements of both, but really that, unless you are seriously grinding, you wouldn't get it in a week. Like maybe if they had 3 weapons and you had the choice or something. I don't know, man. But like I'm fine with it. Realistically, like I'm not doing it. Like I mean, I've got probably maybe fucking 5 or 6 runs left to do, and then I'll have it. But I'm really not doing it because I want the gun. I'm doing it because I want the 600 piece of gear that then impacts on every powerful drop I get from that point on. And I think that what they've done is introduce a really sneaky kind of clever way of leveling the playing field for people who might not be able to go on raid or might not be able to pull together a team and do that sort of shit, but want to get up to level. So, I mean, I really like the event, and I said this last week, and I'll say it again, that I really like the reimagining of the Infinite Forest. I think it's fucking cool. I like the Jason Voorhees scary as fuck knight that you can't kill, and I just think that, you know, maybe if they could lend that approach to other things as well. I mean, it'd be great to see them reimagine some things, because they've just proven that they can do it to a T.
Did anyone actually catch why the Infinite Forest is there, like the reasoning behind it? Because like me, like I normally do, I just kind of blow through it and don't pay attention to what they're saying.
Are you going to tell us because you said that you were the Lord?
No,
dude?
I have no idea. I honestly have no idea.
No, the Vex are running a simulation in the Infinite Forest to basically figure out how they can defeat, or how they can achieve their ends, right? Like they've turned it into a big machine that runs simulations. And for some reason, they also get festive at Halloween time and run spooky simulations. Maybe. I don't fucking know.
I made a video online. It's a very orphaned auto mechanics.
It's a very convoluted lore story on why the Vex are doing it. So in regards to the Twitch keynotes, as we were saying before, TwitchCon is happening right now in San Jose in California. They've released a couple of new things. So firstly and foremostly, if you know Twitch and you've been around and you know who the bigger casters are, Ninja, the biggest caster on Twitch, plays Fortnite almost exclusively. He is streaming on that massive fucking screen at I think it's either in like that Madison Square Gardens or that other place in New York,
Times Square.
It's got the massive Times Square. Yeah, he is streaming on the big screen at Times Square at
12 hours.
For 12 hours, which is just fucking huge.
It's the biggest thing in America.
It's just huge. It is so fantastic for Twitch, and it's so fantastic for gamers because that whole, at least from my generation onwards, and Rick's even more so for Rick's generation older, they don't.
I'm a fucking year older than you cunt.
You are 45.
Oh, let's 41. Get into that.
It
doesn't matter if you're over 40. You're fucking. You both got one foot in the grave anyway. Let's move on.
Oh God,
that's since I was 18. Stop. 1 foot in crazy and the other foot on a banana peel.
But it's a well, for our generation and older, a lot of people still think that gaming is just for kids and all that sort of thing, and Twitch is just for kids and blah 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 blah. But to see that on a massively public scale is very, very, very good for Twitch. Obviously,
it does legitimize it. It does legitimize it just a bit.
Absolutely. So it's really, really awesome for that. But talking about some things that came out of the keynote. So guys, if you know Mixer as well, you know some of the things about Mixer. You've got Squad Stream on Twitch that is going to be released in 2019. So if Rick, Matt, Log, and if Matt came back to stream on Twitch for once, if Rick, Matt, Log, and
that ship's sailed.
I bought a PC.
I think that ship has sailed as well. But if we all went live on Twitch on a mobile app or on your browser or on your iPad or whatever, squad streaming, so you can just tap between each stream, bring up the chat, have a chat with that streamer, but you have all of the chat open on one device, which is really, really cool. And it's very similar to the squad streaming from Mixer, which is something I don't think Twitch would have really thought about this. I don't think Amazon really would have thought about this without Mixer pushing the boundaries of what was normal, per se.
Maybe not. But you think about Khadgar and Rare Drop and all that shit. They've had those sort of third-party things around for forever. So it surprises me that they've not taken it more seriously, because it's clearly something people want. You know, like you look at, I don't know, look at a Destiny-based example of like where, you know, people were making like gear managers before Bungie were, and then Bungie made their own because people clearly want it. But, you know.
Yeah. They, and yes, Vibe in the chat. Yeah, it is multi-Twitch, but when you had multi-Twitch up before, it was outside of the Twitch app. It wasn't native or anything like that. And I think that this announcement is a native application on your mobile devices, iPad, mobile phone, blah 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 blah. Like you can see and tap to each stream and all that sort of thing, which is good. I think that it's good. I think that it's a good idea. I don't know if the chats are going to be integrated like they were, like they are in Mixer, but who knows?
They should.
But who knows?
I think that's a good move, man. No one wants to have to fucking cycle through 4 different chats.
Because I mean, like I'm a Twitch affiliate now.
Yep.
Hey, hang on. Good.
No. But and also like Winky's. If I play with somebody that's not just a random friend, if I play with Wink or if I play with Puppies or both of them, gotta be on the same time. I'll switch over the Mixer because I can hit a button and we have one chat and it's not confusing. It's as opposed to me being on Twitch. The rest of the time I'm on Twitch because that's where my friends like the fat guy over here are at. But
it looks like you got a creepy little arm when you do that.
To make things simpler for those guys, though, I mean, I'll go into my Xbox and hit the Mixer button, and lo and behold, all three of us have one chat, and it's an instant multi. So Twitch really should take that on because it is a piece of piss to run. You don't have to think. You have to fucking.
However, it does need to be very muchly an opt-in situation because when I go across to Mixer. I hate the fact that if I'm watching Winky, if I want to just talk to Winky, everyone else can see it. So if Winky's streaming with 2 other people, I'm just like being incredibly toxic. I just say, hey, that dude that you're streaming with, that Static Oz dude, he's a bit toxic. I don't like him. I'm joking. You're an awesome dude. But everyone in the chat can see it rather than just me just having with Winky about it. I think it needs to be an opt-in.
So you can't fucking whisper people? Isn't that the sort of thing you'd whisper anyway?
No. I'd say it. It's me being an asshat, being a fucking. So
your criticism
this is a
of
fucking red herring,
Your criticism of the system is
that total red fucking herring.
It's just. Oh, but I want to be an asshole. It doesn't enable me to be an asshole effectively. You know what? If you're gonna be an asshole
with autonomy,
if you're gonna be an asshole, commit to being a complete asshole and saying it in the person whose chat you're saying it about. Just you are a toxic fuckhead. Who was the example that you used? Static. Static's the least toxic person I know.
No, he really is. And another thing that's that was announced is the up and coming streamers part of the Twitch homepage. Now, I don't know about you guys. I haven't seen Twitch homepage for almost a year.
Yeah, it's not something
because of better Twitch TV, but. If you are an aspiring caster, I don't know what the requirements are for this, but you can possibly get onto up and coming streamers. I hope that it's not a requirement; it's just completely random because people, the fuckwit factor of humanity, will show through there, but. Up and coming streamers as part of the homepage directory, which is kind of cool.
I think it's a good idea. To give people a bit of discoverability, that's fine. And it's something that we've seen with like Twitch ANZ anyway. Like they do that. They do their focus things. You can get in on that. And like on a bigger scale, I don't know if Twitch globally do that. Do they do that? Like where they have focused fucking people sort of there or featured people or whatever you want to call it?
Yeah, well, I mean, like you look at the front page. So you've got front page. Patrick Static and Jason Opton have been doing front page stuff, and you can apply that through your partner representative and all that sort of thing. You can apply to do that, and it's a massive boost for viewers and all that sort of thing. It gets you out there, but for someone who's an affiliate like the three of us, you have to be on the Twitch ANZ. So it's only for Log and I really, the Twitch ANZ grassroots program. And then you get onto the front page for, I think it's like 14 days. You share it with like 7 or 8 other ANZ casters. But you've got to be picked by Twitch ANZ as well. So, you know, who knows?
Cool.
They also have new VIP badges as well. I can see this, like, I'm not going to lie, I can see this going really badly, really quickly.
Yeah.
So VIP badges, you can recognize other contributors. So if you have a sub or if you have a viewer who is just welcoming in chat. Now, the way that they frame it here in this tweet and in the keynote was, if you have a viewer or a sub or just a random viewer in the chat who is always really welcoming, always really helpful with games, just like not so much enforcing the rules, but just like if the mods are busy, someone comes in. So in my chat, you can't use like a horrible disease as a reference to a gaming subject. You can't call something the Big C, because the Big C is that and that.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So if someone comes in and goes, "Oh, that is the Big C," and this person goes, "Oh, no, you can't use that. Adam doesn't like using that. Could you use something else?" Like that for me is a VIP type of situation. Someone who helps out in chat and is just welcoming and all that sort of thing. Now, I can see people donating X amount of dollars to their favorite streamer and just go, "Oh, I donated X amount of dollars to you. Can I get a VIP badge?"
But okay, well, and I don't even agree with the train of thought, but I'm gonna throw it the fuck out there, and I do not agree with this. But if you want to run your stream that way, sure stream, sure world.
That is the case.
Okay, fair enough. You know, but the point we were making when we were talking earlier is like, you know, some people might feel slighted that they've been in a stream for a very long time and they're not a VIP. Because as much as I love you, I think I'm a subscriber. You would not make me a VIP because I am not constructive to the chat. In no way, shape, or form.
But it's all 100% like it's how you see it. As if you're the caster, and you recognize that person as just being a joker in chat or something like that, or like is just a person that gets the chat going and all that sort of thing. That's what I would give a VIP type of badge to. But you know what? Personally, I'm probably just going to fucking forego it as a whole.
Dude, you just got to operate under remember the old system that we had? The second someone asked to be a mod, they're not a mod. Like that. Like, I've been around your stream for months now. Where's my sword? Oh, it's in the bin and I'm never getting it out. Because if that's why you're hanging around, it's not really, like, fuck. It's being a mod is a shit job, first and foremost, and probably the most underappreciated thing you could ever do with your time. But it's also like necessary, and it's only something that's specific for like a certain type of people are really gonna flourish with. So I think that's better. It's just it is as the guys in chat are saying, it's a special cookie badge. It's like, oh, you deserve a cookie.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it's legitimately and as Organic Ear has put in the chat, like the idea behind it is really, really good. It's really, really, it's a good idea. Like you can see why Twitch is doing it. So if you don't want to mod someone, but you want them to, if you want the rest of the chat to recognize that those guys really help out with the stream, really nice or whatever, gold star. There you go. You've got it. But the way that humanity is, and some of the absolute, I'm not naming any names. There are some fuckwits on this platform. There are some utter pieces of human excrement.
Oh, I mean, it's like every fucking thing in life, right? There's always fuckwits doing something. Like, but I think the thing. Look, can I ask a couple of questions about this? Are you able to give them a badge, your own badge?
I don't know. It doesn't say it doesn't look as much. I've seen the video.
Impression, yeah.
They might be able to, they might not. I don't know.
Because if you can, I'm definitely just gonna like make it like. Well, I mean, it's not gonna be a dick because it's on Twitch.
All middle fingers, just
yeah. Just like, this is the people you probably want to ignore in my chat more so than the special cookie fucking bucket. So, anyway,
these people have no power here. Just go.
All right, we want to jump into what happened this week at Bungie. One more thing, sorry.
One more. Before we go into anything else, they finally implemented cumulative sub badges.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
No more, no less. Really, really good idea. Well done, Twitch. That is what it is. All right. And now let's get off the Twitch stuff and start talking about Destiny again.
Yeah,
because
it's been a bit of a weird episode like that. I mean, Rick,
hit the news button. Do it.
Hit it super hard.
There was no graphic.
Yeah, there was.
Pay attention.
Come on,
go.
Keep up.
I'm watching the delay. Fuck it, go.
This week at Bungie, thanks to Reddit user Rocks and Funds.
Yeah, like seriously, you know what's been I've been loving lately, and this is partly because it frees up a bit of time for me to do other things. But in the this week at Bungie thing on Reddit, people are just doing like summaries, and it's not always the same person doing it, but they do like a summary of it. And while I read it every week, it makes it a hell of a lot easier to put it in a run sheet when you can fucking find someone that's already summarized it. So as not to reinvent the wheel, thank you, Rocks and Funds, or Roxand Funds, or whoever you are, wherever you are. I appreciate your face because it meant that I didn't have to type this out. Steve.
I really wanted to sing Roxanne just now, but
Roxanne!
Don't put on that red light.
You don't have to put on the red light.
Don't start him fucking
Shut
singing.
the world really does not need to hear me sing falsetto. Continuing.
All right. So we've got the Festival of the Lost costume contest. Ends the 31st of October at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Enter via Community Curations Twitter and Instagram using hashtag Festival of Costumes. You do get an emblem with that if you feel so inclined to enter that. Kind of cool. I like that. Come up with your own cosplay.
I think it's fun.
That's
basically
good.
it was
I've
like
seen some funny ones. I've legitimately seen some funny ones.
that, you should be judging this, Rick. It's probably the funniest person I know in Destiny. You should really be. Then again, it would just be who can make the biggest and most elaborate penis. If
the one that got me was there was 9 people in the tower. And I'm like, how the fuck do you even organize that?
You might cut out right as you were describing that.
Oh, shit. The most acoustically unsound house in...
And again.
It's done it again.
Hello.
Hello.
I have no idea what Mike's cutting out. It's not like
It's fine. It's just the internet.
There was 9 people in the tower that all had the chicken head on and had posed in like 5 different scenes and organized it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how did you even pull this? How did you even find fucking 9 people? It was like, you had to be like, excuse me.
Did you see all like the ones that were bigger that had like 20 people in it who all had the chicken mask with the chicken emote and they were just sitting there just going,
That's Photoshop. That's not real.
is it? Oh, was it?
You can't get 20 people in a tower.
I mean, yeah, you can.
Really? You can.
Yeah, you can. And I'll tell you what, if there's a whole heap of people standing around stroking their cocks, I'm in. You don't need...
It's even more. Chuck. How do you feel about that?
No, just thanks, Chook, man. That's the oldest joke in the book at this point. But I'm still dishing it out just in honor of Chook. Wherever he is, whatever he's doing. He's probably flogging him. Oh, man. Thrashing himself
With a chicken head.
With a chicken head in comp right now. So, prayers for Chook.
All right. Quality of life changes from the 30th of October 2018. Almost said 2015, not sure why. Banshee 44 will accept 25 materials at a time. You can buy spider mats instantly. Max ghost fragments have increased to 20 if you're unsure what ghost fragments are because you haven't done anything on the Tangled Shore for about 3 weeks. Ghost fragments are the ones that you use to buy the powerful gear bounty or the bounties in general from.
Well, the spider bounties are important again, correct?
Because yes, the spider bounties that will be important again. A higher chance to acquire. Dismantle time for shades decreased to 0.25 of a second.
God damn it! Yes. God damn it.
Higher chance to acquire exotics you don't own from drops.
Let's take a minute here. Let's discuss this. Let's discuss this for a moment. So Logan and I were talking earlier. He and I have, up until the moment that I text him, we had the same Forsaken exotic. We had the fuck off legs.
Yes.
Are you enjoying the fuck off legs?
He took them off to put the June marches back on.
I put the Junies back on, but I kind of flip between the two. I've got them both fully leveled, and if I'm in the mood to be just a complete piece of shit shotgunning menace, which is basically half of my life.
I support this.
Then yeah, they come in really handy because I'm getting it's a weird thing that you've got to kind of judge that distance that you'll be sliding from, and then your fucking shield's only up for a certain amount of time, so you've got to slide in and judge the distance that someone else would instinctively pull the trigger and make it when your shield's up.
Crap and just go. And
just bang. And I don't know.
I have not reflected on over 8 hours of life trying to make a video. So there's going to be a video. It's not going to be the kind of video you guys are thinking of. There's going to fucking be one. But I got the Ursa Furiosa. I have a level 600 Titan. Thanks to my horror store that we were previously talking about. It happened in like 5 hours after I got the fucking gun. That's the only other exotic I've gotten from Forsaken. Now, on the flip side of the coin, I'm not exaggerating. I've had 3 Borealis. I have had 5.
Do you mean to say that like the things that you say in your video are actually true?
It's all based in fact and mostly total fabrications.
Can you tell us the story of Chocolate Thunder at the back end of the cast?
Yes, absolutely.
So in regards,
I've had 5 Lord of the Wolves. Hold on, I'm not fucking done yet, Adam. 5 Lord. Now, you're going to the next point. They're going to take the quest exotics out. Is that correct? Did I read that correctly?
Yes.
Okay, this is the best thing fucking ever. I just wanted to get that the fuck off my chest because I don't want to scream this on Twitter like an asshole. I feel amongst family at the moment. I've had about 15 fucking exotics and 2 of them are new.
It kind of always really surprised me that they put that in the loot pool to begin with. Like quest exotics would never, you never got a random fucking thorn drop, right?
Yeah,
they should be
very, very
they should be earned by
weird.
that. Like, I mean, if you were just I don't know. I've never seen it myself, but does Ace of Spades just drop? Is that
Yep.
It does. This seems fucking wrong. It seems really wrong. I don't know.
So
I'm done. I'm done. I feel better.
In regards to the exotics, well, prepare for this. In regards to the exotics, I've had 0 dupes. I've had 0 duplicates.
Well, I mean, the sun shines on a dog's asshole occasionally. That's fine.
Go fuck yourself.
Someone had to win the lottery. It's fine. But that's not the norm. I'll show you my fucking Twitter.
I was just like, just get better RNG, would you? Higher chance to acquire exotics you don't own from drops. Dupe exotic armor more likely than weapons, and exotic quest weapons removed from the loot pool. As long as they don't up the drop rate, I'm perfectly okay with all of that. As long as they don't up the exotic drop rate, I'm perfectly okay with that.
No, that's actually fair. Because like I was saying, I've had 15 exotic drops. I've got nothing new.
Why does fucking Zur never sell anything new?
It's not his time yet.
It's not his time.
His own.
But why? No. Like, what the fuck?
No, everything.
Don't question it. His will is not his own.
His will is.
Read Anon's ghost stuff about the 9. You'll understand. Masterwork cores renamed Enhancement Cores. More sources available from Spider and Scrapper bounties. So that has finally is definitely is finally coming in 3 days' time, which is nice. Which is nice. You know, like to have more masterwork cores would be really, really ideal. Hopefully they didn't like do the reverse and like up the drop rate significantly. And I mean, I hope they didn't up the drop rate significantly, because that would be less than ideal. Because a lot of people went into this DLC with hundreds of masterwork cores.
I still think Matt's got fucking hundreds of them.
That's because Matt's a pleb.
Ever, even before Forsaken, I've never had many of them.
Yeah, Matt's a pleb. It's fine. You know, like it's just more sources, yes, but please let's not go back to having the economy of having hundreds in your inventory. Please and thank you. At least until the next DLC or the next content drop. Wishender base damage increased. Broadhead perk fixed. That's exciting. I want to see more Wishenders in PvP. Please and thank you. I want to see more Wishenders.
Yeah, I don't see that many bows. Do you guys see that? Do you find that not many people are using the bows in PvP? And when they do, you notice
them, and they usually switch to something else shortly thereafter.
What I've been running in PvP of late is a Duke Mark 44 and a Subtle Calamity with Explosive Head. That's great.
I play with everything. I mean, obviously the nature of what I do. I play with a bunch of different shit. Oh wait, remind me to talk about the bygones or whatever the fuck the drifter sells. Do not let me forget this point, because I'll lose my train of thought. But no, I play with her. I play with her. Now, one thing I have known, like I'm addicted to Trust.
Trust is a good gun, man.
Phenomenal fucking Trust. But after playing with Trust, I went back to my year one Better Devils just from playing with Trust. And I found myself waiting as I'm about to shoot. It was like, okay, this fire's slow. And it was like, you take an extra Adam would know this from the service. You take that extra half a breath and you wait to line up your shot, and was wrecking people with it. Actually, it made me a better shot. It made me think about what I was shooting because of my shot pacing. But what's the Iron Banner disgusting pulse rifle? Was it Claws of the Wolf?
Oh, yeah, Claws of the Wolf, yeah.
I have one of those with high caliber rounds, and it just turns people into Michael J. Fox. It's horrible.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
I own that joke, so you can't say shit about me in the chat. But no, it's phenomenal. They changed the vendor role on the Better Devils from Shaxx, which it wasn't significant. They changed one of the mags. They got rid of the something. It's inconsequential, but the is it not Bygone? The Begone?
Bygones.
What's the Drifters?
Bygones.
Is that the Drifters pulse rifle?
Yeah.
That you can buy. They changed the bottom tier perk, so it was like really sneaky. They put high caliber rounds in the bottom tier now. So if you go buy one today that you didn't buy before reset, you actually do have a different pulse rifle. And again, it flinches the fuck out of people.
Yeah, dude, high cal's rude. It's a fucking rude perk.
And if you already have the achievement, you can just go buy it right now from the vendor, and it's not in the TWAB. Nobody mentioned they were changing the vendor a little sneakily, but
I like that.
I have them. Oh yeah, so maybe we'll get back to. I would love to see the factions come back where you can buy actual faction weapons every week like you used to, and you got to go listen to.
Yeah, I mean, if they do,
yeah, I'd be happy with that.
That would be nice.
I mean, let's be honest. It'd give them something to pad out their fucking 10-minute videos with, right?
All right, so reference what Winky said in the chat. More options to combat sleeper. Trust me when I say
sleeper is
not
an issue anymore.
It's not even an issue anymore.
Nah, you're fine.
You know what the issue is? Can we talk about what the issue hath become, Adam? Tell the people. Tell the people.
What is said issue, Adam?
Tell the
Please
people
to
what
tell
you've
the
done.
people.
So
Prostrate yourself in shame for your actions in Gambit on Tuesday night.
And Tower jumped in the Gambit on Tuesday night, and I had my Duke Muck 44. I had my Claws of the Wolf, and I used my colony to wipe several teams several times and giggling away like a Catholic schoolgirl.
I'm all right with it.
I mean, I was a party to this. I may have had a couple of beers at the time and was not in a huge giver of fucks mode. So if you're out there and you did come up against the dudes from DDU, Matt wasn't involved. He was like, no, I'm not touching this with a 40-foot pole. I will retain my honor. But Sloth was going through and like charging people down, like being warped through, getting in the colony and going from wherever he was.
Yeah, I saw them on the screen. I just arced it up a little bit. Dunk, dunk, dunk. Couple of kills here and there, and then just rushed it with the Claws of the Wolf or the Duke Mark 44.
I have a good one.
It was so fun to be toxic.
What we're going to do right now, I've got the old stopwatch out. We're going to start our timer now, and we'll stop this timer when there's an explosive post written about it on Reddit.
Fair.
Hang on, I've had to stop it. There's one already, so we'll just go
all right.
with it.
I actually do have a good one. Hold on. So, and if God bless you, if you can organize the people to do this and you have the patience to do it, you get your regular PvP quick play list group or competitive for that matter. And you have a warlock with the Lunafaction boots or enough Titans to put up the rally barricade. Everyone equip the fighting lion and just stand there and wait for someone to poke their head out. It is. It's like being hit by a fucking 1940 battleship. Nobody walks out alive. And you have 4 to 6 people going. It is disgusting and it's amazing at the same time.
Maybe we need to start putting some time and energy into just thinking out some really unorthodox, maybe not particularly effective, but fucking funny things to do in Gambit, because Gambit has become a sweatfest in recent weeks. And I think that we could really benefit from like just going in there and spreading the joy of like what Rick's saying, become a battleship for a round and just thump the fuck out of the entire world. Thump, 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 thump.
Oh, and just to help the rest of the Destiny community out, if you're going into Gambit, Bo, and your name isn't Sassy, please stop that shit. Fucking stop it.
It's not me this week. It's not me saying stop.
Just fucking stop it.
You've really jumped on Sloth's lines there. That's basic. Just fucking stop.
I fucking lived this for. Listen, I'm working on my second infamy reset because of you get a goddamn rock. Just fucking stop that shit.
All right. What's the next on the list? So
we've got the Malfeasance explosion damage increase, more damage done against Taken and invaders, which is good. A lot of people are a little bit sort of unenthused about the Malfeasance, but
it's not great.
It's definitely not great. But if you have a team of 4 using it, it could be very, very good if they adjust it a little bit better. Trace rifles starting ammo.
It could be a bit better if they made it better.
Yeah, it could be a bit better.
Trace
rifles starting ammo increased to 50 in Crucible. Auto rifle perks on armor now apply as well. Okay, that's nice. That's nice to see. And the Primeval Servitor spawn rate increased.
Yeah, that's the thing.
They brought it up. They brought it up. I don't know. Maybe I'm touching. I'm absolutely subscribing to the Got Mine Get Yours. But did they really need to increase it?
Yes. Okay, I'll tell you why. Because I'm a streamer now. I get to talk to people. That's a plug. Anyway. No, I got mine in the first like 2 hours after reset when it was available. Just happenstance, jumped on, fucking about, not even playing with friends. Meatball came out, killed the meatball. I had mine in 2 hours. Nim from DCP legitimately played playtime 18 hours before it spawned for him one time. My
Did
friend
he get
Alfie,
it? Did he get it?
he finally got it. He did finally
God.
get it.
Imagine if you got it once in 18 hours and then didn't fucking kill it.
My friend Alfie has been playing since it came out and has still never seen the fucking thing.
I haven't seen it.
And is legitimately grinding for it. Average Joe from Saint 14, first game logged in after he got off of work with his friends. Meatball showed up. He's done. That's not even fucking fair to me. And I got mine in 2 hours. So yeah, they legit. I mean, I get now curse week. I'm fine, but yeah, they need to.
I can understand why they've changed it. I mean, to me, like, I'm not all that stressed about it, but I understand for why they've seen and saw fit to change it. But I mean, we'll find out whether the bugs
as much Gambit as I played. I've legitimately seen it twice. I mean, just throwing that out there.
I may have stopped at least 2 teams from getting the butthole.
If I'm ever playing with you, you are not allowed to use the colony on those rounds. If someone else gets
no, not stopped our team from getting it, but stopped the opposition team from getting it.
Oh no, I mean, yeah.
If you're playing with me, you're allowed to use 2 colonies. Fine.
I felt bad for about 0.35 of about 3/5 of a second, and then I just sort of laughed and moved on. I probably have if I was to turn on right now, if I was to turn on my messages in from random players on Battle.net, I would probably have pages upon pages of hate mail. Not gonna lie, if they had it retroactively.
Is that
anyway?
Well,
is that just due to being on the podcast?
He's seen the meatball twice and lost twice, and he's been playing for 4 weeks grinding for it.
Oh,
yeah.
So,
I'm sorry, guys. No, I'm not. I'm an asshole. Gambit, double infamy, 30th from the 30th of October till the 2nd of November, double infamy, and then triple infamy from the 2nd of November till the 7th of November, which is really cool. So if you want to get your resets in, that would be the time to play.
Absolutely.
That would be the time to play, so make sure you get into it. And then the Refer a Friend makes a return. Earn rewards for bringing new players in who don't own Forsaken. Please see the 12 for criteria. You must own Forsaken. More info available on the TWAB. So if you want to get that special emblem, make sure you bring someone in to play the game. On patch 2.0.5, maintenance from the 30th of October, from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Pacific time. That is 1...
Quick math.
2 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time till 4 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time.
I applaud you for that, because I wouldn't have even fucking attempted.
The third-party apps will also be unavailable, so just be aware that there will be downtime. It's not a back-end. It's not a back-end update. It's a full downtime, so be aware just before reset on the 30th of October. Known issues: masterwork weapons becoming regular weapons when sent to the postmaster. Less than ideal.
I have a
players
question.
Are unable. Players are unable to complete.
How would you know?
Weekly bounties? I don't know.
No, but I mean, okay. So people reported they're getting masterwork weapons, but by the time they get to the postmaster, they're not masterwork weapons. So the only time I get a weapon that goes to the postmaster means my fucking inventory is full. So how would I know it was a masterwork weapon that went to the postmaster unless I could click on it and look at it?
Well, they'd have the border.
Bullshit.
They got the colored border.
So it would be
unless they're looking at the postmaster. unless they're looking at the postmaster on a third-party app like Dim or Ishtar or something like that, and they can see that it's on there, that's weird. Yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
that's
No.
yeah. That's
the math
weird.
does not check out in this case.
Oh, I think it's.
If you've
I think
got a
it's-
full,
yeah.
if you've got full weapon slots, it wouldn't tell you that it wouldn't tell you on your screen that it went to the postmaster, or does it? I can't remember now.
Yeah, it does.
It
It comes
pops up
up.
and
It
it
comes
goes
up, and then it
central
goes. There's like the
postmaster,
emblem over it. So it'd come up with a border around it and then go. I imagine that Bungie would probably investigate
Oh,
this
no,
before
you're right,
putting it in the
right.
patch notes. It's a thing, I imagine, anyway.
Players are unable to complete Petra's weekly bounties. I haven't seen that happen, but I have had people report it. I've seen people report it on various Twitch streams and content around the Destinyverse, which is not ideal.
I did the
just
Oracle
bear with-
engine last week and it didn't count for no apparent reason.
Really?
Yeah, just went up and did it, and then I was like, "What the fuck?" Checked the thing.
I had the same thing with the Senate challenge.
The quest was still there, or the mission, or the fucking whatever you want to call it, the bounty was still there. And then this week I did it, and I was like, if this fucking thing does this again, I'm gonna lose my shit. But it just did it. I just dismantled it, bought a new one the next week, and got on with my life. So it sucks. It does happen, but it's one of those things that.
No, it's I did it today. I did the Ascendant challenge 4 times between myself and friends. Never got credit for it, but the bounty you get for killing the 4 knights this week, I got that one. So if you kill all 4 of the knights in the Ascendant challenge,
Yeah.
which is the one you can carry over week after week, I got that. After 4 runs between myself and friends, did not get credit for the Ascendant challenge. So it is a thing. Can confirm.
Okay. The Shattered Throne emblem isn't showing player completions.
God damn it.
Again, less than ideal. If you're one of those people that likes to self-flagellate and do solo completions, do solo completions for our audio-only listeners, Rick almost spat
Yeah, he's just
whiskey and coke all over his desk.
All right, summon the applause for the spit taker, right?
This is not Coke.
Yeah, well, I mean, fuck, what gave it away?
So if you're one of those insane people that likes to solo solo Shattered Throne, and it's not showing the completions, that should be rectified.
Let's try the chat. Chuggy, I did the same thing, Mark. And that's why he is my only mod, ladies and
Valor resets not counting towards quests and triumphs. Ephrodite's gift triumph not counting until players log out and back in or switch characters, and the ammo finder perks are bugged, which is again less than ideal.
I'm talking about the ammo finder perks on the armor.
Apparently
Or
they're
what?
not working all that well.
God damn it.
So yeah, keep an eye out
Well,
on that,
shit.
guys. Keep an eye out on that. But that's basically it for the TWAB. Make sure you check out the costume stuff. It's really cool. I've been looking at it while we've been chatting away. It's pretty mint. It's pretty mint. Not gonna lie. Some very, very cool stuff.
I'm looking forward to seeing what people. There's, like whenever they do these kinds of contests, and like I think they did one for the first Festival of the Lost. That was like a dance video or whatever, and. Man, I mean, like literally 90% of the people made Thriller, which is fine. But fucking, there was some completely like out of the blue shit that you couldn't even think people were gonna do. So I'm really looking forward to like, because I know that the one that wins will be like, man, how the fuck did they even do that? I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking
I'm
forward
waiting
to
for
seeing
Husky
that.
Raid to return because I haven't heard a whole lot of them.
Sorry.
You're waiting for her to
Husky
return?
Raid. Husky Raid. Remember Husky Raid?
Ooh, yeah.
Mega and the
Oh,
fellas.
yeah.
Where the fuck have they been?
Well, Mega
don't
streams,
know.
but I don't know whether they're still doing Husky Raid or not or what. I've not seen anything either. But man, no one's fucking.
It's hard
they-
to fucking
like,
impress me,
oh.
and they did it every time.
I'll be It's something that, I mean, you and I have spoken about ad nauseum, Rick, in that if we had the amount of damage we could do machinima-wise, if we could take the HUD off for more than a minute, like, we'd be, it'd open the world up. But I guess that's, dude, that's a good question. I might have to reach out and see if it's something that they're still doing. If you've got any questions and you're in the live stream, hit us up. We didn't really get many questions from fucking the YouTube this week, so we don't have to worry about that. But dudes,
it's been a very, like, comparatively to what's been happening in the last couple of weeks, it's been a very quiet last 2 weeks on the TWAB. Now, a lot of people on Twitter and a lot of people in certain chats and all that sort of thing, they're starting to roll back on the amount of Destiny that they play. They might be branching out into other games and all that sort of thing. I think it's really, really good that it held. I think it's absolutely amazing. Not really good, but absolutely amazing that in this world of, you know, new shiny things every couple of days and all that sort of thing, that it held so many people's attention for up to 6 weeks, if not longer. Like,
dude.
I think it's a testament on how good Forsaken is. Just to really, you know, get on the peg of Bungie again. It really amazes me. It amazes me that people have been able to hang out for up to 6 weeks, do a raid, do that, all that sort of thing. It's very cool. I think it's very cool.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, if you are going to have a bit of downtime and you've already got everything you want out of the Festival of the Lost and you can put that down, now's probably the time, because we will blink and the fucking Black Armory will rock around and we'll be doing that. And I have no idea what that will entail, but I'm sure that it's going to be some, you know, pretty reasonable content and we'll draw a lot of people back in. And if it looks like we're going to get fucking Thunderlord, that seems to be the gist.
No, we're getting fucking
Thunderlord. Rick, it seems like a dream to me. I'm trying to fucking hedge my bets, man.
And usually I'm generally I'm gonna look back. Anyone who ever listens to this, I fucking started this shit, just so that you fucking know.
What shit?
Hashtag bring back Thunderlord.
Oh, that's been going on for forever.
314 days.
It has been your cross to bear. Like, I've had we need a guitar emote, and then they fucking gazump me and put an acoustic guitar in. Putting an acoustic in. Like, I can't.
Eagles had a good question. He got thoughts on the Destiny 3 leaks.
I didn't even know that there were any, so I
didn't even know that there was a
I have no thoughts. I doubt
there is in summary, because I have no life and I read all this stuff. Basically, the biggest thing I gleaned out of it was they're talking about doing PvP, PvE, like World of Warcraft style. So you're going through the world and you're designated, because there is going to be a darkness clash. You have to make a choice. And it's just going to be like Warcraft, where you choose sides. And there's open areas in PvE where you can go into PvP shenanigans.
I can guarantee you right now that they will never, ever, ever go into making the choice between a Dark Guardian and a Light Guardian. I can guarantee you that is never going to happen in this game.
Someone write that down.
No, I agree.
Right fucking now. Someone write.
I agree. I agree with him, actually.
I
wasn't joking. I've been getting deep. And
you cut out, Rick. Sorry, man. You cut out, Rick.
Jesus, sorry. I leaned too far back. I apologize. But no, I've been getting deep into lore and hanging with Matt a bit in chat. If you read Drifter's Gambit, because I don't want to get into stream and spoil it for anybody who hasn't watched the video or read it themselves. And I mean, everybody knows you get the Dredgen title and it's leading that way. But the shit that's come out with Shin Malfur and we can look back at Rezalazir and the choices Guardians have made, and even the old Iron Lords, where they got their power and they kind of went to the corrupt side and became warlords and all that. It's going to kind of squash any of these. You pick a side and you you're gonna duke it out with other guardians, like a WoW type situation where you're the Horde or the Alliance. It's not gonna happen.
It's not even that. It's not even the WoW situation. Like it is to a degree, but like everyone's like, oh, it'd be really cool to be Dark Guardians. But if you're going to take that part of the lore and implement it into the game, then you have Dark Guardian hunters headed by Shin Malfur that will, like, as a Dark Guardian, lore-wise, you don't have a ghost anymore. You don't come back. You don't come back. You don't get rezzed. You don't come back. You die. Like, you reference a part of the Malfeasance quest where you're hunting Caleb or Callum, or I think it's Callum, and
he killed his own ghost.
You know, like the you don't come back from that.
Right, that's what. It's not
Yeah.
like the whole thing is when you
can't-
tip over
you can't
to the
pick and
darkness
choose.
as a guardian, you'd make that descent into madness. So Callum killed his own ghost. Reza Lazir Dredgenyor sent his ghost away. He told his ghost to piss off. I don't need you anymore. So
Yeah, so you can't pick and choose what part of the lore you want to incorporate into the game. For one, and for two, Destiny is not Destiny is not a World of Warcraft situation. You don't get to pick for the Horde or for the Alliance. Just for reference, hashtag for the Horde. But you don't.
Fuck
you don't
off.
get to,
Bring that shit
you don't
in here.
get to choose. Oh fuck you! You don't get to pick and choose the lore. Now I could be wrong, and somebody clip this for 3.5 years down the track, or for Destiny 3 or whatever, and say, real time sloth, you're wrong. You're a fuckwit. Well, I mean, yeah, I am, but I'm putting my I'm putting my bet on the table now that it's just not going to happen.
I can see them doing something to down the line of PvEVP sort of thing, like a Warzone zone, or like something like that from Halo. I mean, Gambit's sort of already tiptoeing down that way, but can I really see sort of like an area where you're going to do missions for your story where there's other fucking guardians there that could kill you and just gank the fuck out of you and be annoying fuckwits? No. I don't, like, that's, man, at this point in Destiny, like, can you imagine how fucking annoying that would become so quickly? Because
also from a lore perspective as well, just remember, I mean, what happened to Cade? Like, as soon as you die, what do you see when you die? You see your ghost. What's to stop a Dark Guardian from killing you and then putting a Malfeasance or 3 or 4 Malfeasance against the ghost's shell and blowing it up?
well, I imagine game mechanics will stop that, but
just
delete people's characters. But yeah,
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't pick and choose bits from the lore.
You absolutely can.
And
they absolutely already do.
There's one way that I've thought of that they could possibly pull this off, and you have to rip off Marvel Comics. And I'm throwing it out there. Ikora and Zavala get to a situation where they completely and totally disagree, and you have to pick a side on whatever that matter is, the Marvel Comics Civil War. And that's the only way you could ever bifurcate the Tower Guardian community. Because like the whole thing when Cade died with Zavala, say it is cowardice. You'd have to have that type of situation where you pick a side, where you're not really, nobody's right, nobody's wrong. It's not good or evil. It's a difference of opinion to like a very strong fucking degree. And then you could bisect the population. But other than that, I don't see how they could write feasible.
I mean, it's all well and good to wish this, but it's just,
you know what? I reckon if we're going to see anything along this line, there may be another subclass, which is like darkness. And, oh man, I just had Dave Chappelle jump in my head fucking anyway.
Darkness is darkness. Rick James.
But
Fuck your couch. Fuck your couch.
Geez, I'm glad you've both pulled up there. I mean, I can see that being a thing where there sort of becomes this doubt in the tower, and everyone's like, well, you know, can we use it to our advantage or whatever? And that would be sort of like you'd have the dark subclass, but still be fighting on the same side, because they're not going to let us fight against ourselves, because it would absolutely, as Et says in the chat, it would double the amount of work they'd have to do. I mean, who would be giving you missions from the opposite perspective? And who would voice act them? And who would do all of that? There's so much groundwork that they would just literally double the second that they gave fucking people the opportunity to pick two sides. I don't think that's feasible. But do I see us incorporating darkness into what we're doing? Maybe. I don't think that's completely ridiculous, but I think like us fighting against ourselves probably is.
No, I mean, that was my thought. That's the only way it can happen is like neither side's a severe difference of opinion. Yeah. Because nobody's going to nobody besides maybe perhaps me and Anon are going to, yes, I'm a bad guy. Yeah, it's like, no, okay, yeah. I apologize. That was an oversight on my part. I think
a lot of people want to play the bad guy, but I mean,
you're a guard. You're not just going to say, no, fuck you, fuck the traveler, fuck the city. I want to burn the world to the ground. That's not a rational choice. So it's got to be like an ethical decision.
From the current law perspective, to come at it from the other side, from the current law perspective, that's what there is a. Can
I just stop us for 1 sec?
The thought process of Marasov as well. You know.
There is a dangerous amount of law being spoken here without the fucking law, dude.
It's genuine.
Is it because we're all like fucking no, we're all cocksure because Matt's not here to fucking knock our shit ideas on the head. Here's why you're wrong.
You're wrong.
Here's why you're wrong. Oh, he wouldn't even say that. He'd just like let you hang yourself and then fucking tell you why you're wrong, and you know that. All right. Well, we might wrap up there unless there's anything really pertinent anyone wants to discuss, because we've it's been a good one. It's been a bit of a different show, but we've covered some ground.
We might have run our hair long.
No, not at all. Not at all.
No. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. Rick, thank you for coming on. Guys, if you haven't checked out Rick, make sure you search for him on Twitter. Twitter.com/man@arms, man_@_arms2112. There you'll find a link to his YouTube, but also youtube.com/man@arms. Make sure you search for him, search for the videos. All of the advertisements and the intro for the podcast is done by this man on the lower left-hand side of your screen right now. Make sure you go and check him out. He's very, very talented and just a very cool dude. Make sure you go and do it. And just before we go, he says to me last night on stream, I need to grow the beard back because I got hit on in a coffee shop.
Oh, tell a story. It's not offensive in any way. So I'm in the grocery yesterday. And like if we're at a hardware store, you're putting bricks in the back of a truck or trying to pick up something heavy to put in a cart, I might go, hey, man, you need some help? And you may say yes, or you may say, no, I got this. This is a normal man conversation.
Yeah.
So I'm walking out of the grocery. Another gentleman's next to me, probably about the same age, maybe a hair older. He goes, you drink a lot of water. I do. And I also have 3 children and a wife at home. Oh, well, you're very healthy. It's like, I can tell you don't eat any processed foods at all. I am the most unhealthy person you've possibly ever have spoken to in your life, sir. I've eaten bacon every day of my life for 41 years. I am a freak of science, nature. And I might possibly still be drunk from the night before. It's only 11 a.m. So I'm listening to Sloth, during your stream. And I'm like, I just got hit on by I am not offended anyway, because that hasn't happened in about 20 years. I take that as the highest compliment that I am still attracted to somebody on this planet besides my own wife.
That was so good. But thusly, Ladies and gentlemen, Rick, thank you very much for coming on. Make sure you check him out on all of these platforms, especially Twitch. He's just started up as he's dropped a few pluggos in the chat as well today. But guys, thank you very much for our audio-only listeners. Please let us know if you have any questions, queries, doubtful points, or anything at all. Let us know on Twitch. All of our links are on Spotify and on Podbean. If you're on YouTube, if you have any questions, queries, doubtful points, make sure you check them in the comments below. If you are new to the channel on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button and the bell to know when we upload. We upload once a week, mostly on Saturdays, and we are upcoming to our 100th episode. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah,
as well.
we've got a fortnight to go. Not next week, but the week after. We hit triple figures.
There will be a thing for the centennial.
We will be in syndication then, boys.
Bald eagle and something Australian I have yet to cover. Maybe a wombat. I don't know.
Yes. But, ladies and gentlemen, we have been the Destiny Down Under podcast. Until the next time, catch you later. All right?
There's no one here to say anything really awkward, but now that Matt's not here.
If you're down in Melbourne this weekend and you see Matt, call him a fuckwit and he'll give you a pin.
Oh, that's fucking brilliant.
How have we just figured out that you can do a fair fucking Matt impression?
Have you been talking to fucking Gamma?
Fuck. I need to put a stop to this before you say something horrible in that
Fucking
voice.
cut the commercial quickly before it goes off.